Was nicely timed. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. How you doing? How you doing, everyone? Good to see you. Welcome on in. Um, Let me know how bad is the background noise that you can hear, other than the music. I know the music's bad, okay, but I've got my aircon on here. Um, we're gonna try this out today. I've got the most fanciest noise suppression thing going on this mic. It should help. Um, yeah, it's a much better plugin. So it's like sounds a lot better. But let me know if anything goes weird. I think it's all right though. But we need the aircon on, guys. My aircon is broken, my normal one in the studio, and so we got this temporary one. It's awful though. It's very loud. Very loud. Melix. Great. If I do so, players won't be. If I do so, players won't be flagged. It should work if we add enough terms to cover, the game title, your developer name, very generic terms that are used in stream stuff. Then it should be okay. But it's not 100% foolproof, so there's something to be aware, but it should help most people, I think. And if they do have an issue, like, yeah, I don't know, it's really hard to find everyone who has issues, right? But I mean, they can literally get flag removed in a day, but yeah, we just need to be able to get to them, and it's hard to know. It's hard to know who is affected or not. Sounds fine. That's good. You don't hear any music. I got some background music. Can you hear that now? I don't know how loud to have it. Yeah, it's not ideal, Melux. But it's something we're trying to figure out solutions for. Because I want you game guys to use it. I do. Yeah, exactly, Oathson. Yeah, all Jeremy Soul stuff is pretty much samples. Yeah. Very good. A good Malchoir? I've got a good Malchoir. So if you, I've got the Oceania from Performance Samples, which is perfect for this kind of writing. We'll get to that in a minute. Like this Dwarven dramatic singing. It's very good. Should be fun. It's already started, by the way. So we're actually pretty close to the end of this track. I started it on Friday, I think. Thursday and Friday, maybe. So we're nearly there with this one. Sprogs, hey, gone. It's all right. It's pretty late. I know. Europeans, it's pretty late for you guys. It's good to see ya. Yeah. You take care too, Dan. Seriously. Yeah, Oceania is cool. It's a cool library. Very dramatic. It's very specific. It only does drama or you don't use it. That's pretty much all it is. No, I haven't, Tyler, no. I have not. I try really hard not to go sample library hunting. If I find stuff that I need, I'll go looking, but I try not to go and just buy stuff or find stuff just because it's popular. Mostly just because I want to rein my spending in a bit. I've made a kind of a big decision this week about some gear that I'm thinking of buying, which is a bit scary, but it's I'm thinking of buying a bit of outboard gear, which is very rare for me. I don't really do this. Don't usually use hardware other than my computer and my interface and my keyboard. That's the essentials. So I'm thinking of getting a device for my mastering chain. It should be fun. So I'm tossing up whether to get, this is the SSL Fusion, or there's a Rupert Neve Master Bus Transformer. I mean, they're both pretty expensive, but the Rupert Neve one is very expensive. But might be able to do it. Particularly if I actually use it. It'd be really nice. Everyone seems to be pretty fond of it. And it might level up at least the mastering part of my process. I hate the mastering. Like, I do it all in-house, and I don't know what the hell I'm doing, and it'd be kind of good to have something that's will help with just passing it through and cleaning it up a little bit. Putting a little spritz of something special on the end of the track, you know what I mean? So that'd be fun. I'll keep you posted if I make a decision. You like Legacy, Melix? Yeah, that is a good track. I had a lot of fun with that. A little bit of a homage, that one. What does it actually involve? It's a really good question, Jay. I think if you ask everyone has a different opinion of what mastering is. But for me, it's. I mean, for single tracks, it's kind of like making sure levels are roughly the same as all the other tracks in my library, and that that things aren't weirdly like sounding weird, or there's weird peaks, or it's kind of, more structural sort of things where you want to make sure that when it's played on a streaming platform that it's roughly the same. It's going to have the same performance as everything else that I've written. You know what I mean? But I'm doing a bit more like whole album style works now, and obviously like project work where I've got hours of music to sort of master and deliver. That also becomes like mastering becomes like making all the tracks that you've written sort of cohesive with each other. So that like if you've got one track that's really super high energy and there's one that's not so high energy, you still want them tonally to be in like sort of in balance with each other, so that one's not super bright and one's really dull, and that the relative volumes make sense. When you hear the loud track, it doesn't sound quiet in comparison to the soft track, that kind of stuff, which makes, I mean, you think it'd be really simple, but I find it really hard to do because it's all very subjective. Like there is like a lot of meters that you can use to say this is so many loudness units, blah 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 blah, but it's still really hard to critically do these things, and I find I don't know, it's really hard. It's balancing and polishing, exactly, yeah. And a lot of people have, very interesting mastering chains that try to add certain things, but I kind of want to keep it as simple as I can. And I feel like this like having some sort of unit that I can just pass things through would be really good for that, I think. So we'll see. Hopefully it doesn't just become something that I just don't use, but I don't know if that'd be the case. I think I'd be using it all the time. So. The only annoying thing about using hardware gear is that it doesn't have recall. So like if you have plugins in your project, you change the settings on the plugins, and then close it, and then open it up again. The settings are the same, like no matter how many projects you've opened in between. You open that project, all the settings and all the plugins are exactly the same as you left them. Whereas with a bit of hardware, like you're physically changing knobs and moving things around, and so it's a little bit more tedious in that you have to set things up and make sure you take good records, photos, for instance, at what you set it at, so that you can go back and change everything back to where they were. So it's a little bit more tedious like that, but I don't know. I don't think it'd be that much of an issue. I also hear that that sort of stuff is really annoying when you're working on projects where you're delivering a lot of edits, like so you're constantly changing things, and having to rebounce things, and yeah, maybe that's sort of annoying. But I feel like this would be something I would do at the end after all the edits, as for the final delivery, rather than like just having it on my master bus, as in terms of like I have it on there all the time when I'm writing the music. So something to think about anyway. We love a locked pish, we do, Jay. We really, really do. What models am I looking at? So there's the SSL, there seems to be a few, but the SSL Fusion is one. And then there's another one, which I'm probably leaning towards because I feel like if I didn't get it, I would be kind of disappointed that I didn't get it. Which is it's the Rupert Neve Master Bus Transformer. I think it's often shrunk to MBT. So the Rupert Neve designs MBT. It's pretty pricey. It's probably it'd be more pricey than a lot of the gear that I've bought so far, but I hope it would be useful though. You love Penumbra? Thank you, Marcelo. I like that one too. It's after a drought of not writing any of that style of music for a while, that was really very cathartic. Penumbra was like that. Actually, I'm using a lot more Duduk in my score for a game I'm working on at the moment called Falling Frontier, which is more of like a sci-fi game, but I'm using Duduk for a lot of like sort of flavor, a little bit of flavor in that score. So yes, I try not to use it too much. Like a lot of ethnic instruments, I try not to touch a great deal, like that are specific to certain cultures, because I'm a white guy. I'm a white guy in Australia, you know, a dude who has very little, you know, understanding of how these instruments are used in their, you know, original cultures. So it's like I feel like I'm treading on people's toes by using them. So it's really, I gotta be really careful. I feel like I do anyway about how I use these instruments. Thank you, Meme Trail. Glad you like Alan's scores. They're really fun to work on. I got another one coming up, I think. Very, very soon in the schedule. When can she hear Gerudo Valley? I don't know. I have to talk to Silver Screen about a second album. There's plenty of material, right? To get this Elder Scrolls one out first. Hey, guess what, guys? So, one of the tracks from my Zelda album got played on my local, the national classical radio station. Was it Friday for Last, I think? A couple of Fridays ago? Which is pretty cool. I've never heard my music on the radio before, so that was the first time. So there was a games show. There's a guy I met at in Melbourne a few weeks back. He was doing I went to a game music conference, and then it's like a game development conference, and I hung out with him a bit and got to know each other. Khalil, thank you for the sub. Hang out with him, and it's like he was the radio presenter for a game show that happens every Friday night on ABC Classical FM, and he was doing a Zelda show, and he didn't know I did a Zelda album, but he found it, and he threw it up and played one of my tracks. So I think he played Low Rule Castle, which is nice. So that was cool. That was a bit of a highlight. Amanjuria, thank you so much for the follow. Glad to see you. Welcome in. What's my favorite song for my compositions? Oh, I don't know. How do you choose your child? Choose your favorite child? I don't know. I don't know. I've got a few favorites, I think. I like This Too Shall Pass is a good one. And I Walk with Ghosts, just because of the vibe I was trying to get. I really felt like I hit it, and it was one of the first times I had really written music kind of like that. So sort of breaking new ground and trying new things, and it sort of opened up a new world for me. So that was really exciting. There's certain tracks as well, like what's it called? I don't know. There's a few of them. It doesn't matter if I like them. By the way, Big Red, thank you for the $10. Don't know how long you can stick around today, but while I work on a new script, I just want to give you a huge thank you. God, thank you, man. Get hanging out. All right, too easy, man. Thank you so much for the support. And then Andy, use one of my brilliant tracks as the main title theme for your series Be Real with Andy Game Maker. Review horrible B movies with friends. Fantastic. Thank you, Andy. Got a coffee. Reviewed amazing films like Atlantic Rim and Top Gunner. Nice. That sounds so much fun. Thank you so much for the $20, man. Really, dude. Very much appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Yeah, I've never heard of these films, but they sound amazing. Like total rip-offs. I love it. Are they available for free somewhere, or is this like, are these like the straight to DVD style, like you find in the depths of Amazon Prime? Where do you find these? Where do you find these things? I've been seeing in my I get a little drips of royalties from a film called The Shamrock Spitfire, and I had no idea what it was. I thought it might have just been like some weird TV documentary or something about some sort of plane, or I don't know. But it turned, I was doing a little like weird scrolling around on Amazon Prime, and actually it was a film. It's a full feature-length film that used one of my tracks in the credits. And so I get these little drips of royalties from this film. I didn't know it existed. Didn't know it was out there. But there it was. Looks like not a bad film. But definitely not top studio tier, if you know what I mean. If you know what I mean. Deliciously bad. Oh, that sounds so good. So produced by the Asylum. We explain the reviews like, hey, I'm gonna have to check this out. Be Real with Andy the Game Maker. I'm writing this down. Cool. Cheers, guys. Oh, that's hot. Both it should be. So, anything crazy happened to you guys this week? Anything crazy? Anything crazy? I'm trying to think what other things have happened. Doing horrible negotiations for a game. It's very scary, but also very interesting. That's happened at the moment too. So lots going on this week. Yeah, this is what I want. This is the bit of gear that I want. Is this. I want this. So it has EQ, compressor, stereo width, which actually this is the thing I'm most interested in. So apparently it's very musical and very nice. And I think I would benefit a little bit from a little bit of help in the stereo situation, the width. And then this is supposed to be like liquid gold. So it should be, I don't know. Also got to find out if people in Australia actually stock them. Because they have them on their websites, but I doubt that they actually have them. So we'll have to see how long it takes to get one. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah. And the idea is like, I think if you had one thing, to use, that would these are the kinds of things you would have to be as part of your master bus. I don't want like tons of outboard gear. I just could not be bothered. and a lot of it I would never use anyway, I think. But something like that, I think, would help with finishing tracks and, you know, producing a final project that I'm happy with. Because often I'm struggling to get a sound that I'm happy with at the end. And I feel like a lot of the plugins that I do have just aren't quite cutting it. So I don't know. I should give you as a gift. I don't think I'm that big. Need to raise my profile a little bit more, I think. Yeah. Some guys out there, they're like that Colt Copperoon. I think I watch a lot of his stuff. He gets so much free junk. It's so good. Yeah, the wave stuff, I haven't used it that much. I used it years ago. I ended up moving to Slate Digital for a lot of my plugins. It's the same idea. It's like they have a big suite of analog emulating sort of stuff. I don't know whether it was a good choice actually, and maybe waves should have been something I stuck with, but here we are. I mean, most of the time it's fine. I think most of the plugins do the job. It's just that, yeah, just making a track sort of feels like it's finished. I don't know. It's one of those things where I'm probably just making up stuff in my head too, that it's not like I want something that I don't know what it is. It's that intangible, you know, extra 5% at the end that I don't know how to get. But who knows if that's actually a real thing or not, you know? I don't know. I don't know if you understand, but it's like, I feel like a lot of music is like, what is missing? What is missing from this? And you're always like, you know, stumbling around in the dark, trying to figure out what is missing. And it turns out you probably just needed to, you know, hit print and move on to the next thing because it was fine. You know? You don't need to like sit there for, you know, just get it done, just push it out, which, you know, I've learnt to do that better over years, but still struggle. Now, I think I figured out also, because I've been talking about this in previous streams, how to route my master in a way so that I can put this thing on, so I can listen and not have it feel like my room sounds like horrible, but to have it in a way that you don't have that on there. So this is like an EQ that fixes for, you know, I've got a studio profile for when I'm using my speakers, and then I got the headphone profile to fix, you know, resonances and dropouts in the playback, so it's a flat response, which is really cool. It works really well. This is sound ID. But you don't want that on when you're hearing it, because it affects how you hear it. So I wanted to, you know, to have it not on. It's not on. But I figured out how to route it, I think. So I think we're good today. I think I can actually listen in a way that actually makes sense for me. And you guys get a good mix too. So that's exciting. Learn new things. I found a bunch of new settings in my interface software. So I'm finally actually using it for, you know, what I bought it for, which is just nuts. Anyway, so this is a song that I started last week. It's just like, I don't know what it is. I just needed something. I was in a bit of a, I don't know, feeling like I needed something a bit cathartic to bash out, and this is what came out. So it's like a Lord of the Rings inspired sort of Dwarven mining song, I guess. It is what it is. It's going to be for the library. It's one of those things where you guys will find a use for it, I'm sure. I'm sure you'll find a use for it. I'll snooze those ads for now. And then we can play the song, and then we can actually get working. So it's more or less, it's mostly done. The final section is not finished yet, but a lot of it is getting there, I think. So let's have a listen and see how we're feeling about it. So there we go. More key changes. We haven't finished this section, but yeah, that's what we got so far. The middle section's very Lord of the Rings. It goes very big open chord choir and brass chords. Skyrim, yeah, it's got some Skyrim vibes too, I agree. Oh, I agree. It's hard to get away from Skyrim with those sort of chanting voice, that men's vocals kind of thing. This track, I'm also trying my hardest to use more of the Pacific Brass, which is a new library from performance samples, because I need to really learn how to use it and how best to use it. So we're getting there. We are using a bit of it. And definitely all the French horns are Pacific Brass. Let's get there. All right, so we're gonna, I guess, work on this final section. I'm noticing there's a bit of automation missing from this middle section, so maybe we'll focus on this first up to warm up our ears, and then we'll figure out how to finish this thing. Sounds cool. Good. I'm glad. Miller, hey, go on. Lovely. The vocals are a library called Oceania, not from Spitfire, from performance samples. This is them. And it's got a women's choir too. So it's drama. It's the only thing it does is like really like pedal to the metal, full-throated singing. It doesn't do anything else. But it's perfect for that. Perfect for drama. Really, really good. It's very, very good. Okay, Twitch is going on break. I'll see you in a bit. Hang out in a moment. Now that we're alone, YouTube, what do you really think of those Twitch guys? What do you really think of them? Okay, we're gonna work on some automation. So first we'll focus on the French ones. You're still here? Oh my god. Ad blocker, very nice. I think it also depended. I used to know when I lived in Sweden, and watching Twitch, I used to often not get ads. It depended on like the time slot and who I was watching. But like often, like I think like the various different regions as well just don't always have ads to play. And then I noticed that when they did have ads, it was the same ads. Anyway. Or maybe now we're on an ad. I don't know how Twitch works. How does Twitch work, everybody? want that little line and the French horns to stick out a bit more. As well as the trumpets, little back and forth. Maybe the kids will really get into it, you know. Super high energy for their efforts. One thing I'm noticing, I'm using the Pacific percussion for the snares here, but the snares are kind of, they have a little bit of a jank to them every now and then. Hear that? Like it's like they just miss a beat. Or they just make a little mistake. I don't know if that's intended or not. I don't know what's going on here. Looseness. See, I thought that would be something that would come in if you did this kind of crap, but it's not really doing anything. See what it's kind of unacceptable. You need the snares to play. We need the snares to play what they need to play. So maybe we need to move them on. Gloxo, thank you so much. TRY. What currency is that? I'm super curious. But thank you. I'm glad. I will try my best to keep up the good work. Thank you so much. Okay. Well, I might move this to the east-west snare. I think that's the best solution here. I don't think that this one's fine. That's fine. So it's just the snarey snare. It's weird. What a weird thing. It could just be something that'll get fixed in a bug fix update. You know what I mean? Because they are relatively new. So we've got to give them a chance. Okay, so it's had an offset thing going on, so we'll go like so. And what's this one? So down here. Sweet. What did I just do? Undo. Undo. What have I done? What have I done? Okay. Oh, God. If I just do this. And then where we're going? Down to B. D3. This will be really loud, I think. We gotta, like, drop the volume quite significantly. And that's really out of time as well. It's one of the things, samples always have like a little bit of latency to them. A little bit of sample offset. It gets really frustrating sometimes. Turkish lira. Ah, of course. Very cool. There we go. What's not... What? There's nothing there. Why is there nothing there? What did I do? What did I do, everybody? Let's copy this. Copy this. I'll delete that. Copy that. Push. What is going on? Now this is empty. There's some weird gremlins happen today. We'll focus on this part first, and then we'll go and fix the end. I don't know what's going on. This stuff is disappearing. I copied across, and it goes away. Look at that. What's going on? If I just do a little bit? No? Oh, wow. What is happening? What if I try this? If I... I don't know if it's some weird... There we go. That worked. Some weird interface issue. Wow, that's pretty loud though. I don't know. What choir VST? This is Oceania. So performance samples. Yes, very, very good for drama. It's like, it reminds me of like, it does seance. It's almost like, I feel like it's like one of those things where it's like the dwarves have adopted like a mining song for their war chant. That's what this track feels more like, actually. Like a forge song that they've kind of decided that this is what they sing when they go to war. Legato, not good. Doesn't really have legato in a way. So it's really specific use. It's just drama choir, big drama. That's really much what it does. Big chords, big Lord of the Rings chords, you know. There's also a women's choir as well. They are singing probably like Latin syllables, and you can change the syllables, but you can't necessarily change, like there's different samples and different, obviously the words are changing, but you can't tell it what to do. There are some libraries out there like the East West Hollywood Choir, and some others, I think, where they have, it's what's called a word builder, and you can type in words and have the choir sing it for you. Kind of. Often it sounds like they're, you know, some sort of alien race trying to interpret your language, but it would be good to have a little bit more flexibility like that. But I also don't have the patience for those word builders. They just don't seem to work very well for me. So I give up very quickly. But that's me. You have Omnia? Okay, yeah. You can pick syllables, but not really fun to use, yeah. Teabags, how you going? Let's work on these snares. Yeah, a Jacob Collier audience choir. That'd be a really cool, a really cool sample library. Oh wow, wouldn't that be so moody? With a really beautiful like legato or something. Like that'd be really amazing. Oh, we gotta turn these off. So we're gonna delete this. Because we've turned our minds to a different snare. So we're up here now. Oh wait. Did I want to do that? Oh no, that's fine. We can work it out. We can work it out. Okay, turn it down a wee bit. You don't want the snare to be too obnoxious. You just want it to be trundling along in the background. It's free? There's a free thing? I didn't know there was a thing. Okay. Trying to get results with laying a bunch of museo choirs, but never quite go one up. Yeah, I feel the same. Like I feel like there's a lot of interesting stuff in the museo choirs, but not ever quite something I settle on as being happy with, which is a bummer. I don't know what it is though. I can't put my finger on it, but so I want the the Voces 8 one, for instance. I want that to be really good. But it's like yeah. I've got a boys choir in the 8DO. Was it not Lacrimosa? What's the other one? What's it called? What's it called? Not that one. Where's here we go. I'll open that up. 8DO Liberus. Liberus is pretty good if you want sort of more ethereal, like higher, innocent sort of sounding vocals. See if I can bring one up. It's going to sound weird because I think it's going through the percussion sub bus, but you know, we'll make it work. It takes a while to load though. That's the only problem. What's the best choir to replicate something like Now We Are Free? That's really hard as well. If you're happy just to have like a vocal line that's sort of not singing necessarily any words, but more like just sing like that sort of thing. Like want a single syllable the entire time. There are some really good sort of solo, sort of feminine presenting vocal libraries that are good for that. I use one that's called Athera Gold. And the patch as an artist called Clara Salas, I think, and her stuff in that's really good. Again, it's also I think it's very tailored towards trailer stuff, so it also gets very energetic very quickly. So that softer style vocals, I don't know. Maybe there's some suggestions, but I can't think of any off the top of my head. Yeah. I think a lot of people, if they try that, I think they end up just recording in the end because it's just easier. Particularly if you want someone like actual words to be sung. So this is Liberus. Let's see what it sounds like. No, that's a harp. Here we go. It's not actually not very. It's not very. It's not very elven, really, is it? It also needs a lot more reverb, but I'm not gonna worry. Anyway. There you go. Gold Odyssey has some nice vocals. Okay, yeah. I've got Gold, but probably not the Odyssey version of it. Yeah, there are some good ones out there. I've heard some good ones. I just don't know the names of the libraries. But probably the Ethereal line is a good place to start, I reckon, if you're after those kinds of vocals. Okay, so we're working on snares. Focus, Scott. Focus in. Focus on snares. And then we'll go here. Oop. Okay, I'll just extend this out. Cheating with loops. All the loops. Well, MIDI loops. They're not actual loops, but you know what I mean. We're going to... What do I want to do now? I think the snare's handled now. I'm going to save. Because we need to save. Thanks, Seance. So we need to start work on this final section. What are we missing? Piano. Doing some bass notes. What's going on? There we go. Going up to the E flat there. Whoa. Something like that. It's not very loud in the mix, the piano, but it's sort of adding a little bit of bloodiness, which we'll take. Bring this down. Let's do some, so timpani, what's timpani doing? Stops here. Got this really low, weird, like Tibetan horn underneath everything. Sort of slides out of tune every now and then, but I kind of dig the weirdness of it. Kind of adds a something. Have I tried the SSR? No, I saw that though. Have you had a go? I am curious. I am curious to give it a go. Could be the one we try our little experiment on writing something only with it. That'd be fun. Actually, some good samples. Good. About bloody time. That's great. Yeah, I saw that. That's a Guy Micklemore did a little like how to write with it. I hope people find it useful. That's good. English horn timpani. The two you use at the most. Okay. Can finally do timpani rolls. There's timpani rolls. That's fantastic. Some timpanis are out there really good. Like I've got this East-West. No. The one from Performance Samples. Where is it? Here. It doesn't have rolls. Oh, you can't. You can barely hear it. But you can do like a fairly convincing roll. By just sort of performing it. But it's sometimes not really easy to do with samples, particularly if they don't have a lot of dynamic range. Like, so you need the rolls. The rolls are good, so I'm glad. No recorded rolls, but if you do a trill, it sounds convincing. Wonderful. Wonderful. The Berlin Free Orchestra was not cutting it, yeah. I have found it really hard to find a decent replacement for this timpani is I think the symphonic orchestra, East-West Symphonic Orchestra, which is like how many, like 20 years old now. I've not found a replacement that's as good. So yeah, explain that. Yeah, Guy does seem like a really nice guy. It'd be cool to meet him one day. Really. The landlords who, well, not landlords, but the people who manage our building, where we have our apartment, they are friends with Guy. And so they were, when we applied for the apartment, they were really keen on us because they were familiar because they understood I was a composer, and they understood what that meant, like, because they saw this, they saw Guy, they know Guy, and Guy's a composer, and so I think they must have the idea that every composer out there is doing well. It's like, it's not. I don't know if that's true, um, but yeah, that was interesting. So maybe one day I can meet Guy through them. That'd be be kind of fun. Got to go to the UK one day though, I think. Too long. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna run this for a while. Need anvils as well. We need all the drums. These could all probably come up a little bit too. A little too much. Sometimes these volume changes are super sensitive. That wasn't alright. Scotty, that went right. Gotchaling, hello. How you doing? Studying for program class right now. I was listening to us there. Saw you live. Want to say hi. Hello. Hope the programming's going well. You're a Lord of the Rings fan? Nice. I love Howard Shore's work. He's the best. No, I was talking about a Paradox. I have not tried it yet. You like it? Sounds pretty good. Sounds positive. Sounds like it's better than the other one. Good night, Seance. Yeah, it sounds better than the original. What the original, the BBC Symphony Orchestra, which is positive. Have they allowed you to add more instruments to the same plugin though? Like the one thing I hate about a lot of the new interface for the Spitfire stuff is that you can't load more than one thing into it. So it's like, I don't know, maybe I'm being pedantic, but it's like you need to load a new plugin every time you want to load a new instrument. I kind of find that really frustrating. Um, like I want, if they want to make a bunch of libraries, like make it inside a sampler, like make a sampler and then put stuff in the sampler or something. So you can load multiple things. So you don't have to have like 20 different audio tracks running different sample libraries. It's kind of frustrating. I don't know. Makes you want to play Battle for Middle-earth. Do it! I never got around to it. I love a good I love a good real-time strategy. All those anvils are out of time. Anvils are out of time. Where are they? Sometimes I get lost. This is sort of a newish template, so I kind of feel like I'm running around in circles sometimes. Yeah, this is just too loud. Chill out, anvils. Haven't tried layering, but some nice legato stuff. Fantastic. Yeah, the choir for this is Oceania. Pacific samples. we keep on bringing this up. Everyone's curious, but I love it. It's such a good library. As I said before, it's like it only does drama. It doesn't do quiet. It doesn't do soft, and it doesn't do legato. It doesn't do, you know, all the things everyone wants. It just does drama, and it does it really well. There's a men's and women's choir. There's also Oceania too, which is it's the second iteration, but I actually don't like it as much. There's something about the mix and the recordings that just don't quite gel with at least with my mixes. So I stick with the first one. Yeah, performance samples. I'll load up. Really good staccato stuff as well, like all in one kind of patch for that kind of thing. Welcome back, Jay. What's my favorite piece? There's a piece in, I think maybe it's Return of the King. I think it's Return of the King. It's the scene where Gondor, or no, the beacons are lit from Gondor, and it's this sort of the camera following the beacons being lit to Rohan, you know, to sort of, you know, Gondor calls for aid, that moment. And it's just like this moment, like this sort of like almost like 3-minute sequence of just like beacons being lit on mountaintops. You know what I mean? I don't know if you remember that part of the film. The multiple fires lighting, exactly. And the music there, it just always gives me goosebumps. Like it's just this, like a melding of themes. Like, you know, there's a bit of the Gondor sort of vibes, but also the Rohan sort of things meshing together in this sort of ascending sort of, you know, sort of like key, sort of a bunch of keys that are ascending and just keeps on getting more glorious and more glorious. And it comes to this big boom, 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 like it's like it just keeps on going up and up and up, and it always gets me. Not when they arrive, but when it's sort of halfway through, I think, Return of the King, or at the beginning of Return of the King, where what's the Hobbit's name? He goes and they go and light the fire, the beacon, um, without the guy on the throne knowing about it. Like they didn't want to let the beacons lit. They didn't want to ask for aid, but they did it anyway. They made, lit the fires, and there's this is essentially this like 3 minute sequence of beacons, like big fires being lit on top of mountaintops to send message to Rohan, Merry, yeah, or Pippin, Merry and Pippin. I don't know which one's which. The one that was sitting was in Gondor with Gandalf. That one. Is that Pippin? Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, that scene, that was peak. That was the best part of the Lord of the Rings score, I think, for me. Very, very good. Very powerful. Pippin, that's the one. Thank you, book. So the Oceana does a lot of like changing of syllables when you don't want them to change, and both the men's and women's are singing the same syllables, but they quite often get desynced. So what I might do is do a little reset so that they're at least starting to sing something the same at the beginning, and then see where that goes. Where are we? Down here. We'll try there. I should just record on both. Whoops. I think also my favorite music is also the final songs in the credits, particularly Gollum's song, with that Icelandic singer. I forget her name. Those are phenomenal. They did such a good job. So moody, so moody. Do you have a hammer hitting metal? Yes, I do. It's like anvils. Anvil sounds. You can't have dwarven song without some sort of anvil, things hitting things. Poor thing, I guess, and March of the Ants. Yes. So good. There's so much good stuff in Lord of the Rings. Howard Shore was the best choice for that film, really. Oh my god. 3:30 a.m. Enjoy. Good luck. Good luck with your exam. You can do it. little bit more timpani rolls. Brendan, how you going? I'm doing good. Doing all right. How are you doing? Actually, can add a bit more. What? I think we're recording on the wrong track. Lorena McKenna. I actually don't know who that is. Please educate me. Hope this is right. Help break your writer's block. Fingers crossed. This track is actually trying to help with my writer's block at the moment. It's, you know, I've got a lot of stuff I should be writing, and I was kind of in a bit of a stuck mind space, and I just need to do something. And this is what came out instead. And so this is hopefully helping me too. Sometimes you just get into those. Particularly when I take time away. So I did like a week in Melbourne a little while back, and so ever since I came back from there, I've just been really struggling to produce stuff. Like I feel like I got into you get into a rhythm when you do a lot of project work, and like I spent like 6 months just like kind of on the grind, not seriously, but not really bone crunching grind, but enough that you were busy all the time and writing stuff and you had to produce the minutes, you know what I mean? But once you stop, it's hard to get the train rolling again, you know what I mean? I think we have to accept that that's just part of the job sometimes. I think a lot of people find it really challenging, but knowing that it's okay. Everyone has these moments. It's good to know. Perfect for the weather right now. Strong winds, lots of snow. Oh, I'm so jealous, Brendan. I miss Sweden. I really do. I miss northern Sweden. I long to be back there. Particularly now, it's warming up here in Brisbane. It's so hot. I mean, it's going to get hotter, but it's also so humid. It's just, I'm over it. I'm over it. Haven't even loaded Cubase for 2 months. Oh, there we go. Well, you'll find your feet again. Do you have like music that's like your cozy place? Because I find sometimes that helps. It's just finding something you're super comfortable with. Just ease yourself in. Trying to get those timpani rolls quite right. Okay, so we need some of these mini hits to hit harder at the end of the rolls, I think. I don't know what's going on with this timpani here. Doesn't sound bad. Bump, bump. It's just like a little bit behind. Anyway, we've got a lot of work to do on this end bit, so we'll figure it out. Productivity is the enemy, creation is the key. It's true. Productivity can be a real killer. Sometimes it also helps me is just loading something that I've never played with before, like, or haven't played with in a long time, and just like, particularly a synth, something that makes weird sounds, and just like doing weird crap with it. Sometimes it will go nowhere, and that's fine. Actually, most of the time it will go nowhere. But sometimes it leads somewhere really weird and interesting, and it's like, yeah. And you may not still ever use it, but it's like, it's almost like muscles, right? Like you gotta work your muscles to make them grow. If you don't work them, they sort of, I guess, they weaken over time, and you can do less. I don't know. It's like kind of like that, I suppose. It's almost just more like lubrication. I don't know. There's many analogies we could be using here. Do you have anyone that I watch while I work? I actually do. I watch a lot of game streams, actually. There's a crew called the Late Shift. So there's a bunch of streamers that I sort of jump between. So one is Burke Black. I watch a lot of him, and Gassy Mexican, and Cream. So I think they've got quite a big following. They're not super huge, but they've got they're a good community of, and they're pretty chill. Play a lot of like co-op games together. We came across them back in the day when they were playing Sea of Thieves. They were doing a lot of Sea of Thieves. It was really fun to watch them play. So, and Burke is a pirate. He's pirate themed channel. So he doubles down on this. But it's very fun. It's very good. So those guys are really, really cool to hang out with. And they're perfect for Australia because they're called the Late Shift for a reason, because they always did they started at like 10 p.m. Eastern time or whatever, and they played through the night. So they were always this like the real late slots for the US, which was perfect for Australia because it's just daylight hours. So yeah, so it was good. And then if I'm still working in the evening, there's an Aussie streamer called Barjo who used to have he used to host a game review show, I guess, on the Australian sort of, what do you call it? Like the PBS equivalent here in Australia. It's called the ABC. Um, and yeah, like he now streams now, and he's very entertaining, very weird. I don't follow too many creative streams like other musos, mostly because I sympathize with you guys if you're trying to like watch more music streams. I find like the ones that I do want to watch are rarely streaming. You know what I mean? Omnisphere, do it. Yeah, just delve in, just to see what weird things happen. Absolutely. Yeah, we like weird. Yeah. Yeah. So we do watch a lot of Twitch. Yeah, we need more composers streaming music. But I understand why they don't. There's a lot of NDAs. Make things challenging. Right. But yeah, the game streams are good because I want to play more games, but I recognize that I don't have I have finite time, so I feel like I can live vicariously through others. True, true, Jay. I think that I did stream one time, and I got a weirdly, like the audience was weirdly into it. It's kind of like the whole I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Really played into my favor, and for some reason. All right, so we're gonna cut this. It's part of the fun though, Jay. Proper survival. No, it doesn't tell you anything. He's almost even not good at it. Those reverb settings. Ooh. I I tell you, I've never used Omnisphere. I feel like I'm admitting a dirty secret or something, but it's not something I've ever done. Never had it, and I don't know. Am I missing out? It's like Rhythm Gay's favorite. It's Geometry Dash. Oh, yeah, okay. I've heard of that one. I've heard of that one. I could do rhythm games, I guess. I like to think I have rhythm. Save that. Gotta save that. 2 animation better than 30. Okay. That's fine. We can promote things. It's all good. Most of the music has atmosphere in it. Not that good music. I'm sure it's fine. Yeah, that's good. It must be alright then. I do hear a lot of people use it. It's just one of those ones I just never sunk my money into it. I always felt like because I've always had the complete stuff from Native Instruments, and there's so much stuff in there that I just don't use. And so I feel like until I plumb the depths of the synths and the things that come with that, I'm not allowed to buy other synths. That's it. You know. What rhythms do I want at this end? I think it needs to hit that hard. Okay. The choir is Oceania from Performance Samples. So it's like a very dramatic choir. it's got a women's choir as well. And it only does drama. It doesn't do anything else. It's perfect for it. To sort out this ending, this little tag. Epic. Thank you. Epic in that classic sense. It's not trailer music. It's not. Okay, so we'll work on these drums for the ending here. Whoops. Oh gosh, it's all out of time. Try that. No, wrong. What's going on? Oh, it's triplets. Okay. Maybe. What am I doing? What is the rhythm? I think that's it. Something like that. I think that's the one. You like the audio libraries? Yeah, a lot of them are pretty good. Use a lot of percussion stuff from them. Got some really nice stuff. Christmas sales, very good. Yeah, I think I've only ever bought ADO stuff at either the Black Friday sales. So I'm waiting. I don't know what I've got my eye on this year though. Yeah. I think if I'm buying this hardware unit that I was talking about earlier, I don't know whether I should be spending too much on other libraries. Yeah. And sadly, I don't think the unit that I want will be on sale, which is a bummer. Yeah, that's right. Want these low drops. Cool. Go up, I think. Noted such. How you going? It's been a while. So I like maybe you haven't seen me since Sweden. Probably likely. So I'm back in Australia. I took like a complete year off from streaming, right? So notes, hello, hello. And then I've been really very sporadic once I did start a streaming again here. And I only do 1 day a week at the moment because I'm doing lots of project work that I can't stream. But I kind of want to ramp it up, you know? I like hanging out with you guys, and you get me working on the library. Yeah. Good. How you going? How's life been? You face dive into your own music journey too. It's a perfect way to put it. Awesome. That's so great to hear. How are you feeling? How's that How's that feeling of putting things out in the world like? 'Cause if it's anything like me, it's one part exhilarating, one part absolutely flippin' terrifying. Exactly, Sir Notes, yeah. This is my my cathartic sort of I just need to write something that hits things and sort of slightly breaking a little bit of a rut. Just get something out. And it's working. It's having a lot of fun with it. Absolutely, Natasha, yeah. Better than drugs. Mm. Oh, that's great. Very good. Need to play around with some music software. Don't play piano, but you're musically inclined. I think you'd pick it up pretty quickly if you have a feeling for music. Um, just be open to learning, I think. I think the worst part about learning software is just all the jargon, and learning what all the things do. But once you get a handle of it, I think it's a lot of fun. Themeless is stuck in your head. Yeah, I did it. Good night, Brandon. Have a good night. Sleep well. I don't know if that's the right rhythm. I suppose it is. Acid. Oh wow, that takes me back. Yeah, I used to use acid. Not like I jump between a few things. I was mostly using Cakewalk, but acid was fun to play with. Definitely fun. Listen to my music sometimes for D&D background music. Nice. I would love to write more um like D&D vibes, I think. There's a woman, Winifred Phillips. She's a game composer who won this year's Grammy for the game that she worked on called it's gonna called Wizardry. And it's like I initially thought, oh, why did this win a Grammy? Like I was listening to a few tracks on it. It's like it's nothing special, whatever. But there are like a whole bunch of tracks that are kind of like this like the I guess you call them like tavern music. Like they I think they're the music for the various towns in the game that you travel to. And oh my god, like it is stunning, sort of Baroque or pre-Baroque style sort of folk music. Like it is amazingly written, like all original stuff. I understand now like it's why it won the Grammy because it is amazing, and I want to write that. I want to learn how to write music like that, like because it was really really good. So check her out, Winifred Phillips, and her score for I think it's a Wizardry Proving Grounds of the Mad God. I think it's like a remake of like an old game, like an old sort of RPG game. It's like uh I didn't expect that because it was like she was up against some hot competition this year. Like she had uh Will Roger, I think might have been either Helldivers or Star Wars Outlaws, or it might have been both. I don't know. I don't remember. There was I think it may have been Gordy Harb score for Indiana Jones. I don't know. I forget what the list was, but it was hot. Like it was like amazing scores. And there's this little game, Your Wizardry. Like I've never seen anyone play it. I don't know what it is. And she came out of nowhere and won it. It's amazing. But it's like this, yeah, the score is worth it. Like check it out. That for the tavern music alone, like absolutely. Oh, so notes. You got your door template all set with east west base. Perfect. Really good base. I can't recommend it enough, I think. Had to try and make something with it. You can do it. But yeah, fun. I need a drink. I've got to hit my protein goals for the day, guys. So I've got to drink my protein shake. I cannot believe that I'm this guy now who drinks protein shakes. Make sure he gets his protein intake. But this is who I am now. I have to accept this. I sometimes make my own, but I buy these ones. These are far better than the things I make. Far better. How y'all doing? You having fun? I'm having fun. We're nearly at the end. We gotta fill out the brass. We're nearly down with this one. And strings too. I think we're missing a lot of strings. Yeah, there's nothing. There is no strings. Just goes to show you don't always need everything playing to make it feel like it's a full mix. Oh, go away. Ah. Next. All right. Made a little boo-boo. I'm just gonna bring that back a bit. There we go. So nice. Thank you for the sub. 55 months. Bloody hell. Thank you. Hope you're doing alright, man. It's been a while. I saw you post that you sent me a message about stuff to do with AVM, and I did not reply, and I apologize for that. Just everywhere at the moment. But I will look into that. Yeah, it happens all the time. People just like uploading stuff everywhere. It's hard to know exactly what to do all the time. That's some low strings done. Is that more or less? Yeah, that's pretty good. Recording on the right thing. Always doing that. A little bit too much bass, but we can tame it back later. So I might turn it down a wee bit here. So we got some, not a synth, but like another patch that's doing like a weird bit of low end stuff. Make it too muddy. I made some high strings as well. So we'll do some violin one doing the melody. Change. Where to put it? Excuse me. What am I doing here? That'll do for now. Someone's out of time. Is it strings or is the brass? Could be the brass. Let's have a listen. Let's have a listen. It might be the trumpets. Yeah, it's the trumpets. Totally out of time. These drunk trumpets. Maybe drop that mod wheel so it fades out there. So what were we doing here? What was this doing? Just a simple little ditty. Oh yeah, okay. Robert, thank you so much. $20. That's very kind of you. I really appreciate it. We'll drop down there. Yeah, so far so good. Just do that again. I'm not jealous at all, Cactus. Oh my gosh. Very cool. I'm really curious what like a recently off the line Steinway would feel like. Be pretty cool. Manjuria, thank you so much for the prime. It's very kind of you. Much appreciado. Okay, well, doubling slow stuff there. Interesting. Let's just grab this. Things I've missed. Oh, come on. Make you work for it, Amadure. It's like it's not your money. It's like it's Amazon's money, so you have to make it happen. It's not automatically happen. But I appreciate it. Thank you for taking the time. Yes, that's the click, yeah. Yeah, turn it on and off. Actually, I normally reroute that somewhere else so you guys don't hear it. Now you won't hear it. Well, no, because it's true cactus. It's bad on me because I've only got one library that really does this choir. We were talking about this before. Definitely, we want those children working in the mines as soon as we can. So we've got to motivate. We've got to motivate them somehow. Kind of right. Yep. So I'm using the mod wheel for kind of like controlling the dynamics. If it will play for me. But I really ride each of the notes on the brass. Mostly because I find this makes for a more realistic performance. Because brass, it can be very quick to start, but often like long notes take a little get going because it's like it physically is an instrument that needs air pushed through it, right? And it takes a little like moment of ramping up to make it at full volume. So I kind of, at the beginning of each note, I kind of like to ramp up the mod wheel to compensate for that. As opposed to just going. If I use the mod wheel, so it's like a little thing that I do. It helps the sample sound a smidgen more realistic. Every library is a little different to each other, so you have to sort of learn how each of them is best performed, I guess. I feel like a lot of writing for fake orchestras is about learning how to play every one of these instruments in a way that's playing to the way that makes the sample sound the best. That's a lot of it. It's all about fakery. It's all fakery. Vehicle, thank you. Thank you for using my music. Glad you found something that was useful. Bomb. Maybe we need a staccato. to play. Geeking out is fun. Actually, those shorts... Oh, they're gone. They're lost to the ether now. Sometimes I just delete stuff and I never get it back. It's gone. Absolutely. Yeah, it'd be a fascinating process to do it from that side too, as well. Making something and having someone else contribute music. That'd be scary. Dun, 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 16th? Maybe it's... No, I think it's 16th. Bit of a mess. It's so rewarding, yeah. I mean, that when you have a project where multiple people are working on it, it's like the sum of the parts becomes far greater than you can probably do on your own. It's like this new thing, which is pretty exciting, but also scary. Now. So it's the problem with this choir is it doesn't go down, it just stays up. So we'll have to make sure we bring the volume down there so it's not so obvious. Exactly, Cact. There's one thing. It does one thing great, but it's not super flexible. I could probably swap in another library just for that last note, but it might also be a bit of a tonal shift. So I don't know. What was? Maybe this one. It's a bit smaller. No. Most effective themes, Lord of the Rings is the Rohan theme. Yeah, beautiful. Something so like it's very pastoral, but also like kind of heart wrenching. But then, and I also like everything Lord of the Rings is like subject to change. You know, like there's so much theme development in those three films, like so much. And like the first time you hear the theme, it's sorrowful for this falling empire. Kind of there's people who's in the final days of men, and everyone's kind of sad, and their king is you know uh subject to being a bit ill, a bit weirdo. um but then it develops, right, as the king gets his groove back, and as they become a strong people again, it just forms into this like super like heroic heartfelt theme. It's like, oh my gosh, a masterclass in leitmotif, this Lord of the Rings. Like, it's amazing. Maybe I can just use the shorts. Maybe I don't need to do the... Okay, I think we got it now. Took a few goes. Took a few goes. Tail off that Marcado. Okay. Using chords, or more single notes, chords are where you lack knowledge. Not there's a lot of like so the chord is fairly stable in this track. It's like chugging along on like a root note to map that sort of folky kind of vibe. Um, so it's sort of playing around on a I don't know what sort of a scale that's kind of like a minor with a flattened seventh and a raised sixth. So it's like a very fairly sort of folky kind of vibe. It's kind of jamming on those really. Very simple. A lot of this I don't think about, I just kind of do it. So it's like one of these things you develop as well where you like, I want a folky vibe, so this is how I do it. It's like I don't really think about it that much. I see a lot of contact instances. Is this a different set of orchestral libraries than East West Berlin? Yes. So this is on my latest template, and I've actually got very little East West in it now. But the brass is still there. So like yeah, I've still got the brass here. Oh yes, I need to update. I know. And I've still got percussion, but the strings and all the strings now are performance samples now. I've gone completely away, except for the basses. There's still some hangers on in the basses. Yeah, I didn't think I'd be here. I was so very much embedded in the East-West ecosystem, but now it's like I've moved out of it. For better or for worse. Like it's a different sound than I'm using these days, and I guess I'll live with it for now. But sometimes, like recently, I've been going back and rejigging the templates that I use, and sometimes it's worth going back and reevaluating why you might have left a certain set of samples. Those Hollywood strings were so good for so many years, and I've written so many good tracks with them. I don't know, just fallen deeper in love with performance samples for now, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm trying my best with the performance samples brass, Pacific brass, so use them more. But I still prefer the East-West brass. I don't think I can find anything that sort of matches that grand sound that I'm always after, as much as East-West does. So I don't know. I probably won't be leaving them behind anytime soon. Don't really think about it, just do it. It's so real for music. Yeah, it is, sadly. Practice to get to the point of not thinking. It is true. It is very true. I think it's a lot of it just becomes very you listening and reacting to the things that you're writing. Yeah, a lot of it gets just very innately embedded in your fingers, in your head. But it takes a while, and it also takes like a little bit of practice to let go a bit. And that's one thing that the stream has been really good for. And while I was in Sweden, I was doing a lot more streaming. It was like 3 days a week. It was like helped me to sort of develop a way of working that was much quicker than I was probably doing previous to that. Like just mostly because I want to make something quickly for you guys. I don't want to be sitting here just fine tuning the trombones for 3 hours. You know that, and that's it. That's all we get done. So I think like the stream was actually a really good thing to help me get out of fiddling and thinking too much and just kind of just getting it out. And that's one of the crazy things that came out of this, of doing streaming. Weird, I know. Book on Lord of the Rings soundtracks by Doug Adams is truly amazing. Ah, cool. I'll actually check it out. I've seen a few. There's been a few websites over the years that have sort of catalogued, you know, a lot of information about the scores, but it'd be cool to read, like find a good, like authoritative source on it, like a proper musicological analysis. That'd be really good, I think. Do you live stream and making music for Alan Becker's videos, or would you kind of spoil the newer complex stuff? Yeah, I normally don't stream work for Alan. There's a lot of projects I do that I can't stream, and Alan's one of them, sadly. I want to keep it all a secret. Yeah. But one day I should do maybe like I could do like a project walkthrough or something. So like one of the ones that is finished, we could go back and actually look at the project file and play around with it. Solo things. If that's something if you're interested in, let me know. Because we could go back and just step through something that's already been done and talk about how I approached it and what things we were doing and what samples I was using and that kind of thing. Could be fun. Do you have any previous experience with real instruments before you made the full shift to digital composition, or do you start digital? I did learn piano, so that was one thing that I did learn. I did quite a few years. I got to a reasonably high level of, like, in Australia there's like a performance like education system called AMEB. So it's like one of all the students go to get assessed on their performance skills and sort of work their way through the system. And I got up to I was working on grade 8 piano, which is like just before what they call the Sensiate, which is like much more like higher end performance. So I wasn't like right there, but I was getting up there. If I wanted to, I could have maybe gone on and done a bit more in terms of piano performance, but I kind of hated it. It was not my thing. But I did do a lot of music, a lot of playing piano, and along with that comes with a lot of music theory. So a lot of oral sort of training, and a lot of sort of written theory sort of stuff. The oral training is probably the most useful thing for me, I think. And I think most useful thing for writing music full stop is developing a good ear. Because a lot of composition is about analysis. It's about listening to stuff, trying to figure out, particularly when you're learning, but even when you're writing your own music, like it's all about listening and responding. But when you're analyzing other people's work, when you're like really, really into someone, like I was into, John Williams for years and Hans Zimmer for years, and there was a lot of like listening to their scores and just pulling them apart, trying to figure out what's playing where, who's doing what, and sort of analyzing essentially how the music's constructed. And all of that's, that you can get the scores for a lot of, particularly John Williams's music. You can buy a score if you want, but I actually did it, like I just listened. I did a lot of listening, and then tried my best to sort of pull that apart. I think having a good ear is really important. So it's something, if you're interested in writing more music, I think developing a good ear, and music production as well. Music production is all about listening, and making a good mix is about, critically listening to the music you're working on and the work of others to get better. So yeah, oral skills, very good. I figured out music for something that's not outward semi-spoiler. Exactly, yeah. Indeed. I also often work to picture with Alan, so I'm not just writing music out of the blue. I've usually got like a locked version of the animation that I'm working with, and I wouldn't want to like also share that before it's ready, because usually it's not ready. It's not the final thing either, so we don't want to spoil story. That'd be horrible. Need to analyze music more? Sure, yeah. I mean, YouTube is good. Yeah, exactly. That is very good. I wish copyright, people managing catalogs of a lot of music that's out there are more lenient about YouTubers sort of analyzing music on their YouTube channels, because there's a lot of like channels that want to do that more, like a sort of more critical analysis of film scores or pop music or whatever, but copyright for those tracks for that music is so locked down. Like, even though it's fair use, like the idea of sort of educational content, um, it's impossible for them to do it without getting claimed. So it's like, I wish there was like a place that I guess Nebula's like one of those sort of platforms that's kind of allowed more stuff like that to happen. So I have to look into that one. I've been really curious about Nebula. It's not just music, it's everything. It's like all the YouTubers put up their content that they wouldn't be able to put up on YouTube. That's where that goes, pretty much. So I haven't found a music artist yet for a cause for claws. Oh. But to be honest, I don't know if I'll do. What if you can't find someone? Okay. Yeah, I'm always really busy. So if I'm not doing Alan, I've got like 3 games I'm working on. So I'm just kind of slogged at the moment. See you, Jay. Thanks for hanging out. I might have to go soon. So go as well, guys. I think I need to go and eat some food. It's nearly lunchtime, and I need to eat because apparently if I don't eat, I get very hangry. It's not good. Don't want that. But we've nearly finished this. This is nearly done. I think the end's coming together. Yeah, I don't know what else I need to. Oh, maybe the drones need to go towards the end. Let's just do that right now. Okay. And then the motors. Oh no, that's fine. Bagpipes. I've moved to Tuesdays now, Bunloose. Just to keep you on your toes, you know? But I always seem to have something on a Monday morning. So Tuesdays it is. I think actually Mondays now I have my trainer who kicks my butt in the gym. Well, thanks for sticking your head in anyway. Good night, mate. Sleep well. You guys are crazy for being awake at this time. I don't understand any of you. 8 p.m. Perfect. That must mean you're in the US somewhere. But all those poor Europeans can't watch me. At least not at a normal hour anyway. All right. I think I'm done. I mean, I've got this some cleaning up to do in here, I think, and maybe a little bit more orchestrating in certain parts, but I think it's mostly there. So I think this is good. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm going to leave it there, guys. I'm going to go find some food, have some lunch, and do some other work this afternoon. But thank you for hanging out, guys. We did it. Proxon, thank you for that sub. 62 months. So long. Thanks, guys. I will catch you next week. Have a good one, guys. Ever since making detailed lessons? Sort of, yeah. I'll have to figure out how to do that. Like, there's a lot of content out there, but so doing it in a way that I think contributes. Yeah, I have to think about that. But I have thought about it, definitely. I want to do it in a way that actually helps. You know what I mean? All right, guys. Thank you so much. We'll talk soon. Have a good week. I'll turn off the click. Bye.